Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. MLB The Show brings you the American League Division Series. It's the Cleveland Guardians and the Detroit Tigers. Along with Chris Singleton, I'm John Sciambi. And as we get set for Game 5, Chris, it seems like this series could still have a few twists and turns in it.
Yeah, Boog. The only negative here today is that the series is going to come to an end. As fun as it's been, I wish it could go on a few more games. And the way these teams have battled each other and with some of the amazing moments we've seen in getting to this point, I think we're in for a great one here in Game 5.
Hard to imagine it won't be a classic, Siggy. I'm ready to see what surprises are waiting for us. First pitch coming at you right after the break. Just about ready to go. Our starter in this one, Tarik Skubal. What should we keep an eye on here?
Great sinker. Although it's not his primary pitch, it's really a pitch that he can go to, misses the barrel of the bat, gets ground balls, and lets the defense work behind him.
Stepping up for the Guardians, Xavier Edwards. Oh, that got him. First batter of the game is hit by the pitch.
Well, that one might sting for a bit, but it helps the team and it boosts the OBP, Boog. Sometimes that trade-off is worth it, but...
Rudder takes off. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. And now runners at the corners. Nobody out.
Well, clearly he was ready to hit right there. I really like that swing, man. He didn't just push it the other way through the infield. He drove it that way, and it kind of makes me think he was thinking opposite field as he stepped into the box. Got a pitch he liked, and he got it done.
So runners at the corners, nobody out. Here's Jose Ramirez. That one finds the zone, and that is strike one.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
And he chases that one. Huge strikeout there.
Gosh, here it is, hit it. 3-pitch strikeout, all fastballs. Man, he's got a lot of confidence in that pitch right now.
David Fry digs in for the Guardians. That catches the top part of the zone, and it's 0-1.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Runners at the corners, one away. We're here in Game 5 of this American League Division Series. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
Big pitch right here. He's going to try to make a pitch that's going to produce a strikeout or a ground ball double play.
That one outside. Going to count 1-2. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. Will Vest is forced to the mound after the injury.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
So digging in, Ty France. On the ground to the left. Throw on to Torkelson, and that's terrific work out of the bullpen. One pitch to end the frame. Guardians strand a couple, and now the Tigers get their first opportunity. No score. This is the American League Division Series on the show. Back here in Detroit, and on the mound now, Shane Bieber.
Well, last time out, he's only able to complete 4 innings, but really battled. Didn't have his best stuff. I look for him to be better in this one.
Now it's the right fielder, Evan Carter. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. Yeah, there's the strike.
Well, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
Just missed. And a foul ball. And that's downstairs. Now 2-2. Hard hit left side. Ramirez sends it to first. One gone, bottom half of the first. And now the Tigers line up for manager A.J. Hinch. Chris, this is a lineup offensively that could be really good for years to come.
They're deep, first and foremost, but the way that they can manipulate their personnel for matchups and everything else, it's very intelligent the way that they use their team. And I think it creates a little bit of uncertainty for opposing teams, especially in a big game, big series.
Matt Vierling in now. Takes ball one off the plate. And now 2-0.
He's great hitting the ball the other way, and that pitch did a good job to straighten him up a bit. Mission accomplished.
Next offering in there for a strike. 2-1 now. There's a strike.
That front door slider is such a devastating pitch. You don't want to get beat by the inside fastball, so you cheat a little bit, and then by the time it gets there, it's out of the swing play.
Swings and misses. Slider got him for strike 3.
Well, that right there is just a pitcher's pitch. Tailing away from the hitter, lowered away with some good action at the end. You know, even if he gets the bat to that ball, it's probably just a weak ground ball to the opposite side. Tell you what, that's a tremendous 2-strike pitch.
Riley Green stands in now and watches strike 1. 2 out, space is empty. Green with a homer in his last game. That one missed.
1-1.
Next pitch is outside. Upstairs.
Way to lay off that fastball off right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popping up pitches that are just a little too high.
That's ball 4. Tried another fastball, but missed the spot.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Spencer Torkelson now at the plate as he swings through strike 1. Just missed. 2 gone, but the go-ahead run is at first here in this decisive Game 5. He swings and fouls one off. And that's outside. Swings and misses, struck him out. We move on to the second here at Comerica. No score. The pivotal Game 5 of the division series. So in now for Cleveland, Jhonkensy Noel. Singing Game 5 an elimination spot, and the spotlight is focused on this guy.
Everybody looks to the star players in big games like this, and this is what you get paid for. Time to come through.
That catches the outside corner. 0-1.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to be trying to catch things out front, so off-speed pitches may be a good complement to that fastball.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
That was a well-executed slider away for the strikeout right there. First two pitches filled up the zone and got him ahead 0-2 in the count. And at that point, you can start expanding the zone as a pitcher. He made him chase and got the quick strikeout.
At the plate, Santiago Espinal. That's towards center. Vierling settles underneath it. They got it for out number 2. Two down, bases empty. Here's Mauricio Dubon. That misses, and that is ball 1. This one in the air. Torkelson. And makes the play, and that's out number 3. Nothing doing for the Guardians there. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back at Comerica Park. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now the DH, Kerry Carpenter. Bieber back to work. There's a strike. This one a win or go home game. For one side, you keep the World Series dream alive. For the other, the season is over. It makes for some tense gripping action.
This is that time of the year when it comes down to this final ball game, and there's a sense of relief knowing that you've worked hard all season. You're either going to continue on in your pursuit of a World Series, or you're going to go home and get some much needed rest.
And that's downstairs and outside. And down on strikes. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time a little anxious.
Dylan Dingler up now for the Tigers. Swinging a foul straight back. And that drops in for a strike.
Looks like he's just sizing him up there. Really good pitch to hit, but he took it all the way. Sometimes guys just want to set their timing later on in the game. That may be a pitch that he turns on.
The 0-2. Good eye right there.
Really good slider. He's up there just hoping that it ends up off the plate away.
That's to third. And that's just foul. And a ball and 2 strikes. And a ground ball to first. And he handles it himself for the out. Down to third baseman, Colton Heath. First pitch, and he just misses. Out to center. Dubon makes the play, and that is that. We'll move to the third with no score. Top half of the third inning, stepping up for the Guardians, Joe Hudson. Hudson hitting ninth in today's lineup, and he was a sixth-round draft pick back in 2012. Fought off foul. Outside low. Now 1-2. And that one is lifted in the air. One away. Back to the top of the lineup. Here's the Cleveland leadoff hitter, Xavier Edwards. Just missed. One out, bases empty. Next offering is in for a strike. One down, bases empty. Swing and a miss as he was late.
Well, you got to find a way to catch up to that pitch. Perhaps shorten the swing, eliminate the stride. That one came in hot, but right down the middle, you're saying to yourself, how did I miss that pitch? Got to make a quick adjustment.
Slings to first in time.
Well, a well-thrown slider like that one can be tough to get in the air. Good downward break on that one.
Now it's going to be Stephen Kwan. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Chris, baseball today, so many strikeouts, and they are available to pitchers. But this is a guy that puts the bat on the ball and is kind of different from the players that we see day in, day out. And first offering is fouled off.
Yeah, his swing is so good. It's in the zone a long time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
And that one fouled off. When you look at the elite teams in the game right now, there is going to be the slug, no question about it. But the really good offensive teams combine slug with more contact, with less swing and miss. Takes the swing. Appeal down to third. And he won around. Not an easy call there, but that puts an end to the inning. Guardians go down 1-2-3. And we are still scoreless. As we go to the last of the third. Here's the second baseman, Wenzel Perez. Fouls one off out of play, back to our left.
Yeah, and the domino effect of that is running up pitch counts on pitchers and then either getting them to a place of fatigue or getting into the bullpen perhaps before you get to those higher leverage arms at the back end.
Swing and a ground ball. On the run, sends it over to first, and they get the out.
Impressive backhand stop, but he had a little trouble getting rid of it and had to take that extra step, which could have cost him. But good job to make sure he got a good handle on it, and he got off a good, strong throw to still get the out.
Kevin McGonigal will hit next. And that drops in for a strike. One of the things that Jim Leyland used to say when I was broadcasting with the Marlins, the longer a plate appearance goes for a batter, the more likely it is that something good will happen for the hitter.
Yeah, and I figured you would get Kotsay into this because you had a free dinner at his house the other night.
That is true. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Got him. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher on the same page right now.
And now Evan Carter. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Joey gets on base and keeps it going.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
Batting for the second time, and that's strike one.
Well, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
And I would say that most great defensive outfielders, it's kind of natural. There is some work that you can do to improve your game, but ultimately you either have it or you don't. There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial gold glover out in left field for the Kansas City Royals. But he's a guy, when you watch him play, you would imagine that that's all he ever played in his life was the outfield.
Yeah, some guys just have instincts, right? I mean, that's the way it goes. We talk about Larry Walker, the Hall of Famer, and his instinct on the bases, despite the fact that he didn't play a ton of baseball as a kid. 2 outs. Runner takes off, and a swing and a miss. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill. So 1 hit is all they get. 5th and final game of the series as we move to the 4th. We're tied 0-0. And we're back. John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Jose Ramirez. That one's in there. 0-1. Remember Mark Kotsay was a real good defensive outfielder. Good instincts, not great speed. Yeah, that's fouled off. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Wow, short work to send him packing to start the inning, and no messing around either. All 3 pitches were in the strike zone, attack mode all the way, and that's pretty impressive given the pop he was dealing with at the plate.
Next is the designated hitter, David Fry. Struck out swinging his first time. Fastball for a strike.
0-1's the count.
Here comes the 0-1. And that one is inside. Tigers bullpen with some action. Bo Brisky up and loosening in the pen. Herter also throwing. Line drive, and that's a base hit to right. And they have their first hit since the first inning.
You know, I was watching his rounds during batting practice today. So impressed with his ability to let the ball travel, go back up the middle and the other way. Sometimes when you step in the box during the game, you get a little anxious and you get away from that. But so far, I've seen him stay consistent with his pregame preparation.
Ty France digs in for the Guardians. Grounded out his first time. And there's a strike. Good heater at 98. And there's a ball. All tied up. We're here in Game 5 of this American League Division Series.
Ball, that's just out.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. And that's outside.